Hello, welcome back to another episode of Thunder Stories. We're on episode 6, and this week has been muddy and wet. As you can see from some of the clips rolling over now, it just started raining. But anyways, we'll get into that. Welcome, hello. If you're new, subscribe to the channel. We'd love for you to stick around. If you haven't seen any of our other videos, please go back and check them out. It's a good time. It's just what we're doing and the life of me learning how to do farm life, which is quite entertaining. I'll admit, I grew up in the city, and while I'm not the most city boy that's like, mud, not like that, but a lot of the things here are still not easy for me. Yes, I have notes, so if you see the book, you don't need to point it out. I'll admit it, I have notes, my memory's bad, and if I don't structure this, if you look at some of our earlier videos before we actually wrote down what we wanted to say, you'll see how chaotic it is, how I'll jump backwards and forwards. I'll finish on a topic, talk about something else, and then go straight back to that topic. So this is to kind of keep me focused. Even the notes are chaotic, by the way, so it might still happen. So like, subscribe, stick around to the end of the video. Thanks to some nice wet weather, Stacy at her aunt's house found some bright green frogs. We have a clip of that. We have a small challenge to come with that clip. So stick around to the end of the video to check out that clip. So as we said before, lots of rain. As you can see behind me, this field, super green. It was not that green when we got here. It has not been that green for the last few weeks. But with the rain the last week and this week, we've had lots of rain. If you turn the camera, you'll see behind lots of mud over there on the ground. This is an area where we normally plant a lot of things, and it is just mud. So it started out super sunny. Like the other day, we didn't expect rain at all. The weather forecasted it, and then just suddenly out of nowhere, wham, it just started pouring, which led to a really fun situation because the chickens were out. We normally let them out of the hock during the day. The hock's over there, if you can see it over my shoulder. So we normally let them out during the day just to come and graze. They like to come and eat some of the fresh grass, the seeds, they eat the weeds. And so they were out, and then the rain just started pouring, and the poor stupid guys, I don't know if that's mean to call them stupid, I don't think they care, didn't know to run back to the hock with a roof. So where did they run? They ran and stood next to the wall in the bushes. So like if you look carefully, just next to the hock, like literally 2 meters from the actual entrance, there's a bunch of long grass and no actual roof. A bunch of them just went and stood there. We have 30 chickens that were out. 27 of them went to hide over there. And so we had to kind of go and chase them. For some reason, they really didn't want to go inside and get out of the rain. Eventually, we get those guys in, count them. We're not sure if that's all, so we asked Stacy's mom how many chickens we were supposed to have. Turns out there were supposed to be 30. So out we went back into the rain to find the last 3, found them under one of the bigger bushes. And yeah, so we have a video of us, you can see it going up now, trying to, Stacy luckily found a nice long pipe that we were trying to like get them out from under the bush with. It's too low for us to crawl under. And you can kind of see me going around the bush trying to herd them because they ran off the back end of the bush away from Stacy. So then I had to herd them. I picked one up because he got on my nerves, and then I used him to chase the others. He was the warning to the others what would happen if they didn't learn and listen. So eventually we got all of them in. So nice, soaking wet. So yeah, so just because there's lots of rain doesn't mean there's nothing to do on the farm. There's always something exciting. The other chickens that we got that are in different kind of more informal, smaller hocks, we had to do a lot with them too because their hocks are like quick builds, didn't have proper roofs to protect from rain. So we had to like grab as much plastic tarp and sheeting as we could to go and cover them up, and we had to slide wood planks into their things to get them off the muddy floor because their cages, they just have them on the regular ground. So that's kind of what we had to do during the rain. Unfortunately, other than that, not much other work we could do. With the mud, you can't really drive the tractor through the field. It'll just get stuck, which means you can't work the fields, and that's kind of the major work right now, is the fields. Other than that, it's feeding cows, moving a few cows, and we don't have a lot around here right now. The good news is that, as you can see behind me, as we said before, everything is now nice and green. The cows are loving it. There's lots of fresh grass. We left some of our cows overnight in one of the corrals with grass, one of the fences with grass, and we went this morning to fetch them and bring them back so they could get silage, which is normally food that the cows are running for to get this stuff. And they wouldn't leave the hock with the grass because they were enjoying their nice fresh grass. So that was very surprising, because normally we put them there for a few hours and we go to fetch them, they're waiting at the gate to leave the hock. And this time we left them there overnight and we went to fetch them and they wouldn't come. So that took a bit of work this morning. And yeah, you've got flowers growing, you've got water holes filling up, which is massively needed. One of the water holes that 2 weeks ago was completely empty, before the heavier rain started, was about 1 meter deep. So I haven't been up there yet today, but I can imagine now that that thing is at least 2 or 3 meters maybe deep, because it has just been bucketing down. The corrals are just mud pits. The corral is just under mud, which means feeding is a lot of fun. You kind of slip and slide everywhere, and you come home. We're not even bothering to use shoes anymore. Here's a lizard. Quick video bomb. They call them, that's the Christmas lizard, right?
Yep.
So we call those Christmas lizards. I don't know if you can hear me right now, but they tend to come out during the Christmas time. I'm surprised this one is walking so slowly and allowing us to take this video, because normally these guys are fast. Like, these guys just blitz across the road. You barely see a blur as they run past. So yeah, so that's a Christmas lizard. And most of this week I've been working inside on a lot of the content that I do for the teenage work, wow, I sound old. For the teen work that I do. My deadline was this week, so I had to knock out a lot of the work. I've still got one more deadline in a few days, so I'll have to get a bit more done, but it's it's easier work to do, so that won't be a major problem. Stacy started work this week. Her time off with from the volunteer work is finished, so she was back on Monday, which, as we record this, was yesterday, was her first day back. So she's just getting back into things. Had like a super early morning meeting today because of time zone differences, but it's fun and we do it because we love it. And we had an intruder the other day. The other morning, a few days ago, the chickens were kicking up a massive fuss early in the morning. Couldn't figure out why. It was still early, so eventually we went over there and realized that someone was trying to get in. Not someone, something. We found a few paw prints outside the chicken hock. Turns out a fox was trying to get into the cage. Luckily he didn't, which is really great. We did find 1 or 2 points in the fence that looked a bit flimsy, like where something could, if it tried hard enough, could squeeze in. So we had to fix those. Unfortunately, one of the chickens passed away. We think just the sheer fright of the fox trying to come in basically scared the poor guy to death. And so yeah, so Stacy and her mom had to fix up that cage, just securing the fence a bit more. And yeah, but very luckily on the front of things, we did manage before the heavy rain. You see the chaos is still here, even with my notes that I'm constantly looking at. Luckily, before the heavy rain fell, Stacy's dad and I were able to finish with the one field, one of the bigger fields that he has with Stukra. I mentioned it in the last video. Unfortunately, I'm gonna mention it again here, and I'll do another video. I'll explain it. I didn't get a chance because we were in a hurry, knew the rain was coming. We kind of had to work quite quickly. Literally yesterday, as I was finishing off my shift on the tractor with the Stukra, it just started bucketing down for literally 30 seconds. I thought it was gonna start hailing. The rain was so big. And as I got to where Stacy's dad was waiting with, we needed some more diesel in the tractor, the rain just stopped and it was hot and sunny again. So he finished off the field, but as he got home, that's when the rain hit. So, welcome to the frog video. Check this out and see if you can spot how many of these little green suckers you can spot in this video. Comment down below how many of them you see. And that's been our week. That's it. So yeah, thank you so much for watching this video. Like, subscribe, don't forget to comment how many of the green frogs you saw, and we'll check you out another time. Cheers!